Is it valid to choose younger women because they're more impressionable?
I don't think that women get why men are like that. It's kind of like stability in the workplace, like the more jobs you've had, the more I have to hear about how they did it at your old job. Because again, I don't get to express all of the ways that you're like my old girlfriend. That's not something that's viewed favorably with men. But women, whether they speak on it or not, there's always the issues of the past. And again, it's different from woman to woman. And the better a woman is in a relationship, it's because the less of her past she brings into it.
Okay, so here is where I'm going to negate that point. I don't think it has anything to do with age. I think it has to do with experience.
Yes.
If there is nowadays some
less experience.
Nowadays there's a bunch of 22-year-olds with more body count and more experience than me and my 43-year-old ass. So
True.
If it is that you're talking about they're bringing in past trauma, being pounded down by a bunch of men, that's trauma, right? So you can meet 40-year-old women who've been in 3 long-term relationships. And so they're going to come in and have less of that trauma than a 20-something-year-old, 25-year-old girl who's been sexually liberated and is being told that your liberation and go get your hot girl summer, because that's what young girls are being told right now. So I'm going to disagree.
In general, younger women are less experienced. Is that an accurate statement? I would think so. Now, are there young women that are hella versed and hella experienced? Absolutely. But why I think it's really so bothersome is just the way that the situation is set up, you know what I mean? Is my currency is success. That is something that increases over time. Women's currency is beauty, and unfortunately that's something that fades over time. So it's easy to be like, oh, it's a groomer mentality. It's something like derogatory. And look, there is definitely men that fit the billing for that. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for someone less experienced, so she don't know no better, so that he can, be abusive towards her. But then there's also just, we're men, and that's just the way that nature works.
Your 21-year-old daughter comes and says she wants you to meet her new boyfriend, and he's 39 years old. How are you feeling about that?
Not wild about it, but again, I would more concerned about why my daughter is making those choices than I'm concerned with why he is. I know why he's doing what he's doing. That's just what it is.
So you would not be so overjoyed if your 21-year-old came home with a 39-year-old.
That is a fact. But why is it the impression that most men are out here looking for women 25, 30 years younger than them? That's not the case either, especially with how this society is breaking out. There's literally zero commonality with that. Oh, and this is going to really ruffle some feathers. But if the age of consent is 18, then he can date 18 and up. And that's up to her. You know what I'm saying? But if he wants to go after 18, that is his business.
But just not your 18-year-old. Or you don't.
I only got so much control over that.
I completely agree. As someone who has a 21-year-old, there's only so much you can do. But I would not.
I would hope I put that efforts and way before we got to that bridge and to that road. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, there would be nothing I could do if my 21-year-old came home with a 39-year-old and that's who she wanted to date. I only have, like you said, so much control. It is what it is. I would be looking at him sideways as to why do you want to date my 21-year-old, and he would need to answer some questions. But there is only so much one can do.